Well, hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Lisa, also known as Yoyarngirl, and I am back. Folks, I'm back. I want to welcome all my returning viewers and welcome anyone who is finding my channel for the first time. A warm welcome to all of you. I do hope that you like what you see and you are willing to like and subscribe to my channel. It just helps to get all of my yarny goodness out there to the rest of our yarny community. I am so glad to be back. It's been a while. Life has just been super busy, but as finally things are manageable, and I am looking forward to getting you regular podcasts every 2 weeks. Today I have a few finished objects to share with you. I have some whips and my plans for some of those whips, and then some future knitting plans that I have. I'm probably going to be a little bit rusty at this because it has been a while, but we're just going to jump right in and try to get through this. So I'm going to take a little sip of my tea. I'm just drinking some wild berry tea out of my Emma Bridgewater fall cup. And I really, really like this. It's a little bit smaller. I ordered the wrong size, but I love it. So we are going to get started with my first finished object, and it is just a pair of fall socks. These actually are a very old whip. So Kay of the Crazy Sock Lady has a, I think it's called a Spooky Mal, or I think it's the Spooky Mal going on, and she had this last year as well. And so I started these socks actually last year. I had one completed and the other one was just barely started, and I finished it. So these were finished. And I'm not going to go into all of the different yarns. I do have a Ravelry page for these socks, and you can go over and check out my Ravelry page. And also, folks, I will link that below. I didn't even say where you could find me, or the different places you can find me. Over on Ravelry, I'm Yoyarngirl67. I also have a group for the podcast on Ravelry, and that is just Yoyarngirl. On Instagram, I am Yo_Yarngirl. I do have a Facebook page. I'm not very active on there. Really, that's specifically for knit-alongs that I have. I use it for my Shopify when I'm offering specials. More to come on that. And then I have an email for the podcast, which is yoyarngirl@gmail.com. So sorry about that. But I will link everything below. I will link anything I have a project page for. And I have really been trying to get better about making sure that I document my knitting through my project pages over on Ravelry. If you are not able to access Ravelry, please reach out to me by email. I'm happy to share any of my projects, yarns I'm using, or any questions that you may have about them. I'm happy to share that. I can share it on future podcasts, or we can just go back and forth in email, and I'm happy to share that with you. But these are just some minis that I used for this sock from different dyers. And then I have the main color is, I do want to say that's a Legacy Fiber Arts, but I just kind of followed a recipe that Cray of the Crazy Sock Lady has for her scrappy socks. And it's 7 rows, 7 colors, and I think it's maybe 8 repeats. I might be able to quickly tell you. Yeah, 8 repeats on the leg, and then on the foot it's 4 or 5 repeats of the 7 different colors. So that's pretty much it. I do all my socks on a US 1 2.25 millimeter, and usually a 9-inch circular. Sometimes I do magic loop, and then on occasion I will do a DPNs, but my preferred method is 9-inch circulars or the magic loop method. So these are my socks, my first finished object. So there you go. My next finished object is my Tosta Tee. And I absolutely love this. I will tell you, I have, and I guess I was showing that to you backwards. I will pop in some pictures of these just so you can get, I think I have some B-roll, and I may put B-roll in if I can figure that out. If not, I will pop in some still photos of my Tosta Tee. I really, really love this pattern. This is a pattern by Rebecca Clow, Creabea Rebecca Clow, and love this pattern. However, this one, I actually have two. This one, I don't know what I did with my gauge, so it's a little bit shorter than I'd like. I have not fully blocked it. I steam blocked it, tried it on. It hits me right at the waist, but I like my tops to fit me just a little bit lower than that. So I'm gonna fully block it and see if I can maybe stretch it out just a little bit. But if not, I will wear it as is. It's not a big deal. It will just be something that I wear, you know, when I'm out and about running around. So, but I really, really enjoyed this knit, and I love this top. So I will probably make more versions of this in different types of yarn. I also have a Ravelry page for this. I'm not going to go into all the yarns. I'm going to tell you guys, I did not take notes for today because I just wanted to get this recorded, because I've been dying to record for you guys and I just have not been able to record. So I don't have a lot of notes, so a lot of this is going to be from memory, but I do have Ravelry pages. I think for all of my projects that I'm going to share today, I have a Ravelry page, and if not, I'll link stuff below. But this is done out of a cotton yarn. It's a DK weight cotton yarn, and I held it with a lace weight, an Expression Fiber Arts lace weight, and I do have that tag. So it's a 50% baby alpaca, 50% mulberry silk. It's, the colorway is called Abandon, and as I said, it's just an Expression Fiber Arts. Make sure that that's picking that up. My camera's doing something funky today. I've got to figure out my settings. I haven't used it in a while, and I turned it on today and it's funky. That's what I'm gonna say. But this is my, and this is actually the second Tosta that I put on the needles. My first one I had to, or that was my first one, I'm sorry, and I waited on yarn for that because I needed another skein of yarn from Expression Fiber Arts. So I started a second one, and I finished that one actually before my first one, but this is my second Tosta, and I love it. This one fits me perfectly, and I will also pop in a little bit of B-roll on this one, but it does fit me perfectly. And I used a sport weight yarn for this one. Was it sport weight or DK? I used a DK, I'm sorry, DK weight yarn. And this is a, I thought I had a skein, but it's a linen, I want to say it's a linen wool blend. I will link the yarn below, but I will, and this has been in my stash a long time. I will also, there's also a Ravelry page for this. You can go over and get all the yarns and all that stuff, and what I did, any modifications that I did. But I really, really like this one. So we still have probably a couple of warm days we'll have here in the 70s. So I'll get some wear out of this. And if I wear it, you know, in late afternoon, I'll just take a jacket with me and throw a little jacket on. But I am absolutely loving this. Loving this. And you know, pink, purples, those are my colors. So I love the colors, and that orange in here, first I was a little bit hesitant, but I absolutely love it. So, all right, so those are my 3 finished objects. So now, folks, we are going to move on to some whips. You and me together, we could be anything. Okay, so I am going to move on into my whips, which are my works in progress. And my first work in progress is my Sticks and Stones cardigan. This is a pattern by Christy Archer of Christy Archer Designs. And I'm just about ready to split for this. I have probably 4 or 5 more rows before I'm going to split for these sleeves. And this actually started out as a test knit for her, and I kind of had an epic fail on this one. But I am now finishing this one up. So I'm super excited about doing this. And I am using, and I notice it really shows in here the difference. This is just, it's the same skein of yarn. It just, I guess, has that little bit of, it's not that Serious. It's not that different in person. So I think the camera's just picking that up where it looks like it's really two different colors, but it's not. It's just a little bit darker of the marl. This is a Lion Brands Fisherman's Wool, which I absolutely love this yarn. It is a great yarn and great price point for 100% wool. It's a worsted weight, but I really, really like it. So I'm finishing, I'll split for the sleeves probably over the next couple days, and I'll share over on my Instagram once I do split for sleeves and get that going, and then it'll just be all stockinette from there. But I'm really excited about this cardigan, to have this cardigan in my wardrobe, and think that it will come in handy this fall because here in Colorado we have days where you can just throw on a heavier cardigan or a sweater and you're fine. You don't necessarily need a coat, not during the day anyways. So I'm really looking forward to this. Love the pattern. It's really, really easy. It's a raglan type cardigan. It does have 4 buttons. So I will be looking for some buttons either over on Etsy, or I will look for some buttons maybe even at Joann's. If anyone has a great place that they buy buttons, please let me know. Comment below on buttons, because I don't really do a lot of button purchasing. A lot of my projects just don't require buttons, but I am doing a couple of cardigans that I'm going to need buttons for. So yeah, I'm looking forward to looking for some buttons for my new sweater. So before I move on to my next whip, because I think I have 4 of my whips are sweaters. And I have Kristen over on Do So Knits. This is not my own thing that I'm doing, but I have decided to do a 4x4. So I have 4 sweaters, and I am going to spend 4 hours. I want to get all these whips off the needles. So in order to accomplish that, I have 4 sweaters that I'm going to spend 4 hours on completing. So this sweater right now I am working on, and once I complete 4 hours of time on this sweater, I'm going to move on to my next sweater, and I'll do 4 hours on that sweater, and then I'm going to move on to my next sweater and do 4 hours on that sweater, and then they'll just go in a rotation until I've completed them all. In between that though, I do have other whips that I will work on, like some socks or something like that, just to give me a little bit of a break. But on my big whips, on my sweaters, before I will cast on another sweater, which we'll talk about, I want to get at least one of these done. So I've kind of made a commitment that I have to finish a sweater before I can cast on another sweater. And the way that I'm going to do that is my 4x4. So I will never have more than 4 sweaters on the go at a time. And I will in rotation, I will work on them as a 4x4. So they'll get 4 hours of work. Once that's done, I'll go to the next one. It'll get 4 hours of work, and just continue like that. And I think that'll help me, because I'm not a monogamous knitter by any means. Occasionally I'll spend time on one project because I want to get it off the needles. But I think this will help me to start getting things off the needles and feel like I am accomplishing something. So that is my plan on my 4x4. And so this is my Sticks and Stones cardigan, and I absolutely love it. So I can't wait to get this one off of the needles. As I said, you can't tell that big of a difference in the contrast of that yarn, but it is the same skein, just the way it was dyed up. So, and again, I do love this yarn. I don't think Joann's has it on sale any longer, but you can check. They've had it on sale, and it's a large ball of yarn. So you get a lot of yarn for the price. It's like $9.99, maybe $10.99 a skein, and it's like 437 yards of yarn, and it's 100% wool. So love this. Okay, and moving on to my next sweater that I have had on the needles for a long time, but now I am making progress. This will be the next one in my rotation of the 4 hours. And it's my After the Rain my After the Rain sweater, and I am on the sleeve. So I'm on a sleeve, and I have this sleeve to complete, and then I have the neckband. So, and then I'll be done. This sleeve is completed, and I'll pop a picture in of where I am with this sweater. But again, Really love the colors. And this is comfortable. I've tried this on several times. It's a very comfortable sweater. I just didn't get it finished. So I am going to, and this probably in that 4 hours, I know I will complete that sleeve, and I might get some of the neckband, but I think this will only be in rotation maybe twice. And I should be done with it. So by the next podcast, which I plan to upload in 2 weeks, this one should probably be done. So hooray for me, because I'm super excited to get this one off the needles and wear this. This will make a great fall sweater, just to run around town, you know, doing errands in, or just sitting around the house. I can't wait to be able to wear this. But yeah, really, really nice. And the yarn I'm using, this is a DK weight yarn. It's non-superwash, I believe. This is, maybe it's superwash, but this is by a girl in her wool who no longer dyes wool, but I absolutely love her yarn. I have quite a bit of her yarn in my stash, and I'm almost afraid to knit with it because I know she's not dyeing anymore, but I love it. So I'm going to be making, I have a majority fingering weight, but I will be making some socks out of her yarn. But that is my After the Rain. And again, it is in my rotation of 4x4, and I can't wait to get that one off the needles. So there you go. So I have another sweater that I have had on the needles for a while as well. And this is my, it's a sweater by Espace Tricot. I want to say it's the Sweatshirt sweater, or, oh my goodness, I can't believe I'm drawing a blank on that. Let's see if I have it written down somewhere. I do not, so I will have to pop it across the screen. So horrible that I don't have that. But this one again is almost done. I've tried it on. I did block the body. And it fits nicely. The neck band is a little bit tight. Didn't really love the way this neckband came out. I would do it a little bit differently because I could see myself knitting this again, but it's just a little tight. But other than that, again, love this sweater. The yarn is a little bit scratchy, but it's not to where it doesn't bother my skin. I might wear a little cami under it. Maybe I'll be able to not do that. We'll see how my skin does after wearing it for a while. But I will probably, I'm sure that I'll probably be able to start on my 4 hours of rotation, maybe by Saturday or Sunday. So I expect to have this off the needles soon as well. And I'll be able to wear this. And this is just, that's the yarn. It pulls like that. It's a West Yorkshire Spinners. They don't make this yarn any longer. And where is this? Sorry. And I have this in a bag from, I want to say it's 3 by the Sea. Just a cute fall bag. Love their bags. So this West Yorkshire Spinner yarn is Air Valley. It's an Aran weight yarn. It's probably, I say this is more of a worsted. It does not feel like an Aran weight yarn to me, but it's listed as an Aran weight, and I think it's a 75-25. Yeah, 75% wool, 25% nylon. And is there a colorway? I don't believe so, but that's the tag. And they no longer make this yarn because I went to go get some more because I wanted to try a different color, maybe in like a teal or something, and they no longer have this yarn. So this was in my stash too. I'm trying to use up a lot of stash. I am ordering yarn, but I have been using things in my stash, so I'm really happy about that too. But love this sweater. So can't wait to wear this one as well. So there you go with that. And then my next sweater, my next work in progress, is one that I think quite a few people have on the needles. They actually have, well, they have this one. It's another version of this one. Mine is the Seasons Cardigan by Ozetta. And I know that like Kay of the Crazy Sock Lady and Kristen of Do So Knits, I believe, they are doing the oversized seasons cardigan, I believe. Yeah, they're doing the oversized seasons cardigan. I've had this pattern, the seasons cardigan, in my stash for probably, I want to say 6 or 8 months. And so when I saw Kay featuring the oversized, I was like, oh my goodness, I've been wanting to do that. I was really, really nervous about the half fisherman's rib. This is a half fisherman's rib sweater, but I am absolutely loving this. I'm so glad that I took the time to pull the pattern out and go and find some yarn in my stash and start knitting this. So this is it so far. And this is the neckband you pick up and you continue on to the body. And the thing that really, really intrigued me about this sweater is you are knitting the neckband and button band while you're knitting the sweater. So you're just picking up on the neckline and then you start knitting the this band here, and then it goes all the way down for the button band. So I'm really, really, I will tell you, it took me a while. Like, I could not read. I read the instructions, I started it, and I was confused. I got through it, but it was messy because I wasn't quite sure like what I was doing. But I managed to, her pattern is great in the sense that it's got all of these video links on tutorials. So I went back through, read through the pattern, went to her tutorials, and it is so plain as day when you go through her tutorials. So in going through the tutorials, I'm thrilled with this sweater, and I think I will probably look at some more of her patterns. She's got a lot of great patterns out there, so I will be looking at knitting some more of her patterns. So I'm really, really happy with this. And again, I'm using yarn from my stash. This is a Wool Ease. It's a Wool Ease worsted, and this is a blend. It's a wool acrylic blend, so it's 20% wool and 80% acrylic. And I've been wanting to use this for a sweater or something, a pattern, and this is the great pattern to use it for. So I know Kay is doing it out of I think she's doing it out of Joann's brand yarn. It's called, I can't remember what the name of the yarn is, but she's using a Joann's worsted weight. And I think Kristen might be, of Do So Knits, may be doing the same thing. Sorry, I just see my hair is doing something funky here. My little ponytail, so haven't done anything to my hair today. But I am absolutely loving this. So, the Seasons Cardigan by Ozetta. Go check out her patterns. She's got some great patterns. She has a vest, I think, and I'm thinking about doing the vest. More to come on that. And yeah, I can't be more excited about this project. And this is also in my 4x4 rotation. So I've just done a little bit of work on it, and I can't, it's almost as though I want to go work on all of them in one day, which is why when I saw the 4x4, or just working on a project for a certain amount of hours and rotating, that really, really intrigued me, because I need to do that with a lot of my whips to be able to get through them and get them off my needles. So super excited about this one as well. And I'm learning so much, so many new techniques on that one. The half fisherman's rib was a new technique for me. And, I'm learning how to read that. I mean, I am really focusing on reading patterns. So that is also another reason why I'm super excited about all of this, because I'm learning how to read pattern with that one. I'm learning new techniques, and I'm learning how to read my knitting. So that's also very exciting. So those are my sweaters, and that is my rotation. Let me move on to one other whip that I have been actively working on. I have lots, but this is another one that I've been actively working on. Kay is doing the sock, the Spooky Mal knit along, I think, for socks. And I just cast on this here. This is a, I want to say Pearl Magic, but it's not. It's a yarn from Legacy Fiber Arts, and it's Practical Magic is the yarn. So that's a Legacy Fiber Art fingering weight yarn. And it came with, it was a sock set. So it came with a mini. And this is the mini that it came with. Let's see if it'll focus for you. Maybe there. Okay. So, but it's just a plain vanilla sock on 9-inch circulars. Nothing fancy. But I'm hoping to get this off the needles really soon. So, and I see that my husband is pulling into the garage. So there you have it. So those are all of my whips that I'm going to share with you today, and we are going to move on to some knitting adventures or future knitting. Okay, so some of the future knitting that I have planned for, I did a swatch, and for those of you that have been watching me for a while, you may know that I'm not a big swatcher. I've started, typically what I do, especially with like sweaters and things like that, is I will start knitting and then I will swatch once I have enough fabric. I know, shame, 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 and it has, because of some of the fits that I've had on some of the garments that I have knit, I am now swatching. So my next sweater that I am going to put on the needles is the Darling Cardigan by Kuta Kikova, I think is how she says her name. She again has some really great patterns, but the Darling Cardigan, she has a tutorial for it on YouTube. She also has a YouTube channel, but she did a tutorial for it, and I really loved the sweater, and it makes it really easy if you have any questions because you can go and watch the tutorial. And I did a swatch. So this is my swatch, and I got gauged. This is not, that pattern is a bulky weight. So I got gauged with, and it uses a US 9, trying to think the millimeter conversion, but it's a US 9 needle, or US 10. I got it with a US 9. I was able to make gauge. This is my favorite, Fisherman's, Lion Brand's Fisherman's Wool. Held double. This is an oatmeal, and I held it double with a mohair. So, and I really love the fabric. It's nice, it's soft. I did a steam block to this, and really love the way the fabric is, the way the fabric knit up. So I cannot wait to get that on the needles, which is why I want to get one of my other sweaters off the needles so I can put that one on. And the mohair that I held it with is called, it's Rose Quartz, and it's by Blackbird Sycamore Yarns. They have a shop over on Etsy. I love their mohair. And I just ordered another ball so I don't run out. But this is their, and I've ordered several things from them actually, but yeah, this is the colorway. It's the Rose Quartz, and it's a hand-dyed mohair, silk mohair. It is a 72 kid silk mohair, 28% silk. It's 50 grams, 459 yards for 50 grams. So really, really like this yarn. Let's see if that focuses. Okay, so I can't wait to get that one on the needles officially and get that one started. And that is also, like I said, it's the Darling Cardigan, so it's also a cardigan. So I'm really, really excited about that. The next thing that I am planning on putting on my needles, which I've talked about over here before, is a vest by, it's called the Imsworth vest. And I can't think of the designer, but I will put it across the screen. Sorry, a little bit of a sore throat. And I am going to put that on the needles. So starting in November, and I will come up with a good date, but there's a lot of people knitting vests, and I love vests. And I actually have one on the needles. I made a big mistake and I read inches instead of centimeters, so I have to go and pull some of that back. But I'm planning on knitting a couple of vests over the next few months. But the Emsworth, I am definitely putting on the needles in November, and I'd like to do that with the start of a vest knit along, and I'm going to call it the Vestival. So we are going to have a Vestival knit along, and more to come in my next podcast about that. And it will run from November until like December 15th, December 20th or so. And it will just be about knitting vests. You can knit any type of vest, and we will share. I'll get some sort of a Instagram hashtag for it. It'll probably be called hashtag the Vestival 2023. And that will be it over on Instagram. So I'll put that across here, but and some dates and stuff like that will start that. But I think it would be great for everyone to knit vests and share them on Instagram. I will also start up a Ravelry group for that, or page, and it will be the Vestival 2023. So I think that is it for the yarny stuff. I am going to share a couple of acquisitions. So we are on to acquisitions, and my first acquisition is a bag that I purchased a while ago. I've had it for probably about, 2-3 weeks, but it is I think they pronounce this mud. It's a mud bag. We'll focus. And I love this bag. So it will be one that I'll probably put project bags in, and I can carry it with me when I'm out and just knit right from this bag. So I'm super excited about this purchase. And it's got lots of pockets on the inside. And they have a round one. I'm trying to think of the name they call it, but I'll put it across here. And I'm hoping to get that one as well. So that is my new bag. This hair thing is just driving me nuts. Sorry. Something else that I received today in the mail are some progress keepers from Adore Knits. And I love their progress keepers. So I received these today. That is who they are, and it always comes with a handwritten note. So I love that too, just thanking you for your purchase and supporting their business and all of that. So I got two different, I got some Halloween ones. Hopefully you'll be able to see those. It's got a little pumpkin ghost in there, and then just the purples, and I think I have one says Boo, and can't wait to put these on a couple of my projects that I'm working on. So let's see what we got here. Little witch's hat. That is so cute. Super adorable. And then I got some Christmassy ones. And these are flowers and like poinsettias type flower. I'll pull one of these out to show you. So these are super cute, and I have a lot of their progress keepers, and I really like them. So again, those are some progress keepers that I have purchased. Oops, that's backwards. There you go. So really like those, and can't wait to use those on some projects. So, and then one last thing that I received few days ago in the mail is it's a yarn and a bag that was a collab with Knitty McPurley, Devin Ventry of Knitty McPurley. She did this with, sorry for the crinkling. It's Delightful Works, who has lovely bags. I have another one of her bags, but this is the bag. It has a wax canvas bottom. It's a bucket bag, and I guess I'll take it out of the plastic foil. Sorry. This is the bag. It's a bucket bottom bag. And I said, and that's by Delightful Works, and she makes beautiful bags. Go check out her shop. I'll link it below. It has a little holder in here, so you can put progress keepers or whatever you want to put in there. And then there is this yarn, and this is to make a cowl. So there's a pattern as well, and I'll put the pattern across the screen, but this is the yarn. And Knitty McPurley dyes yarn, so it's a DK weight yarn. Super smushy yarn, and I'm probably gonna order another skein of this just to probably double with something for either a sweater or something of that nature. But I really like this. This is her Dresden DK, and it's 90% baby Surrey alpaca and 10% silk. So I'm really looking forward to knitting with this. But like I said, it was a collab with them or with Delightful Works, and the yarn is to knit up a cowl. So, and like I said, I'll pop the name. It's called the Flux Cowl. So if any of you guys are knitting that, comment below, let me know. I'd love to, have you share, or we can share, and we'll just do a little flux knit along. So super excited about this one. And the color is called Dusty. Well, okay, I think that is it for me today. This is a shorter podcast, but I wanted to get something out. I'm super excited about all the things I'm working on, and I can't wait to continue to share. So, not a whole lot life-wise going on. I am going to be offering 45% off over in the shop, so please check that out. And that is yoyarngirl.shopify.com to check out the shop. And we've got needles, we've got yarn, we've got bags. So take a moment to go and check that out and order something if you like what you see. But that will be 45% off. You won't need a coupon code. It'll just automatically take the 45% off at checkout. So until next time, folks.